It is said that the first time a girl came to her aunt's house, she was likely to turn into a nine-tailed fox, so her grandmother called all the girls in the family for a checkup. Unexpectedly, Shiyu was found out, and her grandmother showed a strange smile on her face, and then she found a few accomplices to hold the girl dead, and she took out a 100-year-old steel needle and stabbed it down, hurting Shiyu to scream. But her grandmother was like she could not hear until she stabbed 9,981 needles into a circle to stop. The strange thing is that the circle actually formed a pattern, and this pattern coincides with the text in the ancient book, so it can be determined that Shiyu is the girl who inherited the nine-tailed fox bloodline. As long as you kill her the moment before the night of the moon, you can live a long life by eating her flesh and drinking her blood. So her grandmother and her son-in-law began to prepare for her marriage, and to cover up the family's unbearable things, Shiyu, who was not aware of it, was still immersed in the joy of marrying into the Ming and Wang clans. She followed the rules of the family, and the girl who was about to get married isolated herself for 7 days, and during this period she was not able to contact anyone, and she had to maintain purity, and she drank music, tea every night to make her heart clean, and she received the energy of the moonlight to pray. The old monster of the other side of the family seems to have smelled the smell of Shiyu's new egg. Soon the night of the moon came, and Shiyu, who was asleep, was dragged out by the people of the tribe. The shape is the same as her dead cousin, and her mouth is wrinkled. Although the other person is masked, Shiyu recognizes that this is her brother Xiaowen. Xiaowen looked at her beloved sister in front of her, and she couldn't get off. The brother's sword broke off, and he picked up the sword from the ground directly, and he pointed to Shiyu's chest without hesitation. And this happened to be seen by the sister who was driven here. She cried out, but the people couldn't understand it, and she threw the corpse into the pit. And the moon in the sky soon turned into a new red color. But Shiyu didn't turn into Juweihu. I don't know where the mistake happened. I killed Shiyu. However, the elder of the family doesn't care. Bing Cheng would rather kill 100. I don't let go of a person's crooked eye. I don't know how many innocent girls I've killed. After Mingyu knew all this, anger and resentment, hatred is deep. Her body changed. It turned out that Mingyu was the girl who had the blood of Juweihu. This is the first time in 400 years of the family to see Juweihu alive. She came to the court and started to kill. Men involved in this matter are not lucky. Even her grandfather and the ancestors of the family were not released. There is only Xiaowen's father left now. At this time, Xiaowen rushed over. She begged Mingyu to let go of her father, and with her own life, the family will never do anything in vain again. Although Mingyu has been killed, red-eyed, she is still conscious. After listening to the words of Xiaowen, she thinks about her good for herself. In the end, Mingyu fulfilled her, returning to the demon, and completely disappeared in the dark, never appeared again. 20 years later, at this time, Xiaowen, who had become the group leader, did not obey the promise at the time, continued to sacrifice the girls in the family. Long life and prosperity, let them lose their humanity. And this is the curse of Juweihu, using the family's desire for wealth and longevity. Let them willingly exhaust their blood, until the family is destroyed.